Rounding whole numbers. Whole numbers are counting numbers. It starts with 0 and continues on. So it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth until infinity. So forever. Whole numbers cannot be decimals, fractions, or negative. So let's go over place value. So we're going to start on the far right where the 7 is. And this is going to be our 1's place value. Then as we move to the left, to the 6, this is our 10's. Then we have hundreds. Right, and then you see this little decimal. This indicates that we've moved on to the thousands. Then we have a little pattern here. We have 10 thousands, right? And then we have our 100 thousands. And then we have another, right, little comma there to indicate that we moved on to our millions. And it would just continue on. So we would go to our 10 millions, and then our 100 millions, and then we would go have another comma to then indicate that we moved on to our billions. So now we have our place values. Let's go over our rounding rules. So if we're between 0 to 4, we're going to round down, essentially stay the same number. So we're going to round down. And if it's between 5 to 9, we're going to round up. So now let's look at some examples. Example 1. Angela has a normal resting pulse of 70 beats per minute. However, Angela has just started a new job this week and is feeling overwhelmed by all the new tasks. This week, her resting pulse is around 74 beats per minute because of her new stress. Should Angela be worried about her health? And so to answer this question, let's create a number line. So we have a number line like this. We're going to put 70 here and 80 here. And then, right, 75 would be close to here. So let's do a different color. So 74 is right here. And so our question would be, is 74 closer to 70 or to 80 if we were to round to the nearest 10, right? And so as we can see on this number line, 74 is closer to 70, right? If we go down, then it is going to 80. And so we would say, no, she shouldn't be worried about her health, because if we were to round to the nearest 10, it'd be 70, which is her normal, like, resting pulse, right? So let's go ahead and look at the next example. Example 2, round 6,559,357 to the nearest 1,000. So we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So we underline the thousands. We're going to look to the right. And if it's between 0 to 4, we round down. 5 to 9, we round up. So we notice it's a 3, so that means we're going to round down. So the closest 1,000, right, would be going down. So our new number would be 6,559,000. Now, let's go ahead and look at the next one. So we're going to look to see if it's to the nearest 100,000. So we have thousands, right? If we go back, tens, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000. So we're underline this one. Let's go ahead and circle the one to the right just to determine if we're going to go up or down. 0 to 4, we round down. 5 to 9, we round up. And so we see it's a 5, so we're going to go ahead and round up. So that number is going to be then 6, and then a 6, and then everything after is a 0. Right, which is what we did above too. So that's also really important to remember, is we only change the digit that we're looking at. Either it's going to say, we're going to go round down, or we're going to round up, and then everything after becomes a 0. So for this number, right, we're left with 6,600,000. So let's go ahead and look at the next example. Example 3, round 4,975 to the nearest hundred. So, right, 0 to 4, we round down. 5 to 9, we round up. So ones, tens, hundreds. We look to the right of it to determine if we go round up or down. We see it's a 7, so that means we're going to round up. But let's go ahead and just draw a number line just to see this. So below would be 4,900. And then the next 100 up, right, if we just add 100, would be 5,000. And then this is going to be somewhere right here, right? It's maybe not drawn to scale, but that's kind of where we're at. And so we see that we're closer to 5,000 than we are to 4,900, right? And it also shows us because of this rule we have. But this one's a little bit trickier because when we round up, right, we're adding to like a 10, right? It becomes a 10 instead of a 9, right? So that would become a 0, and then we add that 1 to the 4 to make it a 5,000. So, right, so we would change it to then be 5,000 if we were to round to the nearest 100.